Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to Football Inc. Football Brink. On the brink is what is happening around football at the moment. For those of you that have just joined from the Spurs Talk Show, big up to you guys. Big up to everyone. We got a lot to get through today. Maresca's gone. We've got more comments from him. We obviously know Amorim has also gone. More comments from him. I've been talking about it a little bit on the last show, so Johnny's going to give us his take in a second. And we've got transfer news, views, and clues. And we've got the football to go through as well from yesterday and the weekend. Please, guys, smash the granny out of the like button and hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Notification bell buttons should be squeezed as a standard, and comments should be dropped. As always, guys, drop those comments thick and fast. Let us know your thoughts. Big up to everyone for the raid. And lastly, before I bring in my man, Johnny H., who was at the game yesterday. And looks a little bit worse for wear. Still feels a bit sicky, I think. But yep. We've got today's sponsor is OK Jersey. You know where to find the best clobber in town, best prices and best quality. You can get 8% off at checkout with code FINK. So if you're looking for your retro gear or your new gear for football, rugby, volleyball, whatever you want, athleisure wear, it's all there. Search for OK Jersey and stick in code FINK at checkout. Big ups to them for the sponsorship. We are, of course, also, guys, available on all of your podcast platforms. So when you're walking your wife, if you don't want to listen to her and you want to listen to us instead, then you can do that on Apple. But you can watch us back on Spotify, where this whole video is there. So if you're going to work today on your way home and you want to listen to us, then obviously in the future, it's easy to do that on Spotify or whatever else. So just follow us and give us a rating. And the links are in the description, or just search for Football Inc. Johnny, how are you feeling, my man? You feeling better?
I'm not so great, but let's be honest, right? Is it the flu virus making football fans ill this winter, or is it your club? Is it your club's football that's making you ill? My club, Tottenham Hotspur's football, is making me ill. I've done Crystal Palace, I've done Brentford, and I did that monstrosity second half yesterday. It's not getting any better. It's turgid. Man United fans have had enough. Chelsea fans, well, until that late goal, had enough. Have you had enough of your club? I'm sure there are. Let's be honest, right now in the Premier League, the entire Premier League, 19 clubs are handing the title to Arsenal on a plate. Why? Because they have absolutely no consistency. Even the great lauded Pep Guardiola can't get a win right now. Draw against Sunderland, draw against Chelsea, drop 4 points in 2 games. Lots of
they should have lost the game against that goal that was given, the offside thing. It was offside.
Yeah.
It's offside. They drew the lines before the ball left the guy's foot.
Yeah. So, look, it's I can't see, as much as it pains me as a Spurs fan, I can't see past Arsenal now. It's not. I mean, they're the only team that's consistent. Let's be like this, apart from Villa. And I'll say one other thing. Arsenal have had the most incredible luck. Forget the own goals and the VARs. Every time they seem to play a team, they seem to be missing their star player. Where they played Villa, they had no Cash. They had no Kamara. And Anana, who was having a real big influence on the game, went off at half time. And now they're playing Liverpool at the weekend. Brighton were missing a whole load of players. I'll go on and on and on, but look back on it. And they're looking to play Liverpool this week, and Ekitike's out injured. So, it's written in the stars, unfortunately, as much as it pains me. But how do you change the new year? We welcomed in a new year and thought, let's hope next year is better than the last. We say that every year. Twice a year we say it. We say it at the new year, at the opening of the January transfer window, and at the start of a new season where we have all these exciting expectations that normally last about 3 or 4 weeks, depending on who you support.
It's like New Year's Eve, isn't it, mate? Big build up, everyone gets excited, and then ultimately a giant flop, Felipe Falope. Big up to the chat. Big up to you all. Johnny, let's start with the big news, though, mate. Ruben Amorim. I want to talk about my manager, Ruben Amorim. He's got to go. He's got to go. Well, he has gone. He has gone. He sacked himself, essentially, yesterday He said, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to quit. You know, I'm here. I was brought in to be the manager. They want me to be a coach. I'm going to say my contract out unless they change me before then, and then hand over to the next guy. That was always the plan. That's what I agreed to do. But they obviously took that as a method of, and the coach, the board said, you know what? You know, this is the only leverage. This is what we were talking about, Johnny, in the last show. The only leverage that a manager has who comes into a system, who thinks that they get to control the ecosystem, when they don't anymore. They don't anymore. Directors of football, all the big clubs, all of them, at least in the UK, I don't know too much about around Europe, but in the UK, they all have this model now where they understand that managers are here today, gone tomorrow, and the players that they want are signed for 5-year deals. And so you either back the manager and you build something, or you have to let somebody else make the overarching decision on the players that's good for the club and hope that you keep continuity within your ecosystem, your managerial philosophy, because they are not going to outlive the players that they want to sign. Yeah. But these managers don't, like, they're not on board that. Like, no, give me what I want, or I will use that as a defense mechanism as to why I've underperformed. And I'll just call you out and I will get sacked and you'll get paid off. 18 months into a deal, into a new contract of 3 or 4 years, I'll get my payoff, and then I'll move on to the next place. And the next manager comes in and does exactly the same thing. It happened with Maresca, and it's now happened with Amorim. They are basically saying the same thing, right? That the board are not letting me do what I want in a variety of different ways and means and mechanisms. And they both spoken out about it in the press. It's the only tool that they have is to call out the board, then they get sacked.
I think, listen, at the end of the day, these managers last 18 months. And I've always said, going back to before Conte, to be truthful with you, when we signed Paratici signed Jed Spence, and he said, it's nothing to do with me. It's a club signing, and basically blackballed him, right? Kid's just arrived. He's not even interested in him. Send him away, right? Yep. That was a statement like, I never wanted him. But a club now, in where we are in football, it's a business. It's about finances. The football has become secondary. It's about investment. It's about getting a return for your money. And it's about nurturing players. Boards having vested interest in making sure the manager plays the player that they've selected and doesn't get set on the background. Very much like probably what happened, as we've discussed previously, with Maresca, not playing some of the players that the Chelsea board have played. If you're new to this channel, we've always called Chelsea eBay FC because they're a buyer and seller between themselves.
I actually gave you the credit. I gave you the flowers, mate, on the last show. I said, actually, Johnny, like, I don't know if you were that prescient. I think you were, but I think when you were saying eBay FC, you were saying it before I was. I latched onto it. But I think you were actually spot on, because what Maresca has come out and said, or at least inferred, is that that they don't get to, like, he's been told, you have to play a certain guy. You have to play this player for 15 minutes. You have to put him on the bench. You have to bring him on because we need to get the value up. So it is literally a trading of assets valuation strategy that is common themes in private equity. It's common themes in the areas of business that the owners have come from, and they're taking that shit and they're bringing it to football, and they're forcing the hand of a manager. It's one thing for a manager to sit there and say, I need X, and then the director of football going, yeah, but look, you know, the club needs Y, so we'll meet in the middle and get somewhere in, whatever, right? But it's another thing for the owners to sit there and say, Baghdadi and Todd Bowley, to say, now listen, not only do you not get what you want, but the person that you are given, you have to play him at some point, because we need that guy to be valued at 40 million, not 30. And the only way that happens is by him having minutes on the pitch.
I mean, Man United has been a shit show, right? Is that down to Eric 10 weeks, Eric 10 months, or whatever you want to call him, coming in and, them not listening to him? I think they listen to him to a certain extent. Those directors of football have gone. In comes Jason Wilcox and the likes, and they've got a different mindset and they've got a different vision. We've seen how much money Manchester United have spent and how most of it has gone down the toilet, whether it's Højlund or Jadon Sancho. The list is endless. 70 million here, 80 million there, 70 million, Sesko. The list is endless. Just look at it for yourself. And maybe with Wilcox coming in, he said, look, but, things have got to change. I actually thought it was very strange at our club, at Spurs, how Daniel was very much, in control of everything. And for once, when Ange, he fell in love with Ange and Ange Ball in those early days, and basically gave him carte blanche to buy anyone he wanted. I mean, we saw an incident where, for example, Brennan Johnson was going and agreed a fee of 35 million to go to Brentford. He turned it down. He didn't want to go there. And Spurs ended up paying 47 million pounds for a player, 12 million over the odds. That's something Daniel Levy would never normally do. And then he went on to spend something like 380 million pounds on players that personally, I view on the whole, not all of them, but not fit for purpose, a lot of them. And whether or not that is pandering to Thomas, not to Thomas Frank, to Ange Postecoglou at the time, I'm not sure now where we stand. We see statements from Thomas Frank that he's not going to sign anybody unless he's the player that he thinks is going to be the man. I don't believe that for 1 minute.
It's posturing, though, mate. It's posturing, Johnny.
Cool,
honestly,
yeah.
Someone just put it in the chat. I think it was Matt Cox. Big up to you, Matt. Love you, my man. He said, "How to get sacked by Antonio Conte, the blueprint."
Yeah,
right? Spot on. Antonio Conte wrote the blueprint by calling out the board. I'm sure he wasn't the first, but he's the first in Tottenham fans' memories, probably. Everyone's doing it now. All these managers do it. They sit there, they have the arguments backstage, right? And they go, well, these things are never going to be aired publicly. So in the meantime, when you're forcing me to play players or to buy players that don't fit,
and I'm getting the blame,
and you guys sit there and shield yourself from any public criticism, that can't be bothered with that shit. I've had enough. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to call it as I see it. I'm going to call it out, and I'm going to say, in Maresca's situation, I've had the worst 48 hours of my life after discussions with the board. Amorim saying, I was brought in to be the manager. They want me to coach. I'm not the coach. I'm not going to quit because you're going to fire me after me saying this. So thanks very much. I get my payoff and I'll piss off back to Portugal. Conte did the same thing. And maybe, listen, mate, maybe Thomas Frank cannot wait to be sacked.
Well, maybe. But listen, what about the flat track bully, Marinakis, with Nuno?
Nuno did it as well. Nuno did it as well.
Storming on the pitch to tell him off because he didn't make the right substitution, humiliating him. You don't, hang on, what are you doing?
And what did Nuno do to engineer the sack?
He started talking about the fact that,
my relationship with him is not what it was, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's the only tool in the armory. It's the only feather in the cap of a manager who has these discussions backstage and is essentially told by the powers that be, you're here to do a job. Stop worrying about the things that we're doing. We'll tell you who you're signing. Maybe in certain scenarios, we're going to tell you who you have to play. And the managers go, what is this? That's not what I signed up for. All the while I'm getting the flack, all the while the fans hate me. I wouldn't be surprised if Thomas Frank said something similar. He's already said something similar, Johnny. He already said, I came here in the summer, and let's be honest, I'm not saying that Brentford's model is better, but it's better.
I mean, listen, look, here we do. We got players, narcissistic a little bit, yeah? Then you got the managers, definitely narcissistic, right? Then you got the directors of football, and then top of the pile, the owners, massive narcissists, right? Massive control freaks, right? Okay, not used to being questioned, not used to being challenged, right? And it's a melting pot, and there's only one outcome. The manager goes. Yeah,
another one
doing the same.
Doing exactly the same.
I'm not signing a new contract. You haven't backed me. Steve Parish. The difference is Steve Parish will be on his hands and knees, right, trying to convince Glasner, because for once, Steve Parish is on the back foot, right? Because he thought he was doing him a favour. And we've seen with 2 trophies, well, if you call the Charity Shield a trophy, but it's a trophy, I'll accept it. He's given him the best patch in their history. And listen, Sean, for those new here, Sean and I spoke right at the beginning of the season that we thought Oliver Glasner was tailor-made for Man United. I definitely was shocked that Amorim has lasted this long. Every week we keep saying it. Sean has never, ever been convinced that Amorim was ever going to turn it around. Credit to him on that one. And, you know, I see a lot of...
I don't rate him. I don't rate him at all.
I've seen a lot of Spurs fans, you know who you are, saying, you know, we should have got Glasner. We should have got Glasner. You know, he's twerking for one club and one club only, and it ain't us. Yeah.
But what's the solution, mate? Right. So if we are in agreement, I think we are.
Yeah.
From what you're saying, I think you are. That you have this new vision of football, right? Where you have the egos at the very top, the money men that are coming in with their own agendas. They bring in a director of football that is more likely to spend more time with the suits than it is with the manager. Right. The manager spends all of his day, hopefully, with the players. And the managers increase it. Like we've just named 5, right? Glasner's doing it. Thomas Frank has done it to a little degree. Antonio Conte used to do it. You know, managers before that came out and said things. Pochettino said it, right? To some degree,
yeah.
we got.
Just sorry to interrupt you there, Sean. I was going to mention this before. I think Pochettino was extremely vocal about changing the furniture. When
exactly.
You have a new house and you've been in a house that long.
Yep. Got an amazing house, but the furniture's shit, right?
The furniture's shit. I mean,
so he said that, but then David Pleat, and who was David Pleat? Well, he was he was the old form version of a director of football back in the day, right? And he went on TalkSport and said this notion that Tottenham wouldn't sign anybody for Pochettino is wrong. He was offered players, he didn't want them. An early insight into what is the common theme in football these days, which is first team coaches expecting to be able to have their influence felt on what they need, but clubs recognizing that the managers don't stay as long as the players. And so they have to have one eye on the bigger picture, knowing that in all likelihood, unless there's a massive success story, then they're going to be out of here in 18 months. You got Dean Windass on TalkSport talking absolute logic, saying it took Klopp 3 years to get rid of the bad apples and to make people realize that you have to pull your weight as a player because I'm not going anywhere. And the same with Arteta. Arteta spent the first couple of years getting rid of the likes of Aubameyang, getting rid of the likes of Pepe, getting rid of all these guys.
All the dickheads.
And so everyone that was downing tools going, don't worry, like we'll all just play badly, or we'll all sort of like minimize our effort.
Well, club together and get rid of the next manager.
Right.
Exactly what they did with Emery.
Right. Exactly. Right. So you see this theme across football, and the only ones that like outlive it are the managers that then have enough time to build something. And you don't hear about Arteta having issues with Bertie, right? You don't hear about that. You never heard about Klopp having an issue with, or in the latter years, with FSG, right? But you do hear about it with like Eddie Howe at Newcastle, because they're a new company, a new corporate, a new whatever, PIF fund, sovereign wealth fund. How many DOFs has he fallen out with? 3
in a short space of time.
And it also happened at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Right. Before Foley was there. So it's a common theme, right? Managers butt heads with the DOF because the DOF is under the direction of the people that have employed them, where they have to think about more than just what the manager wants, because in all likelihood, the manager's not going to succeed.
So can I just interrupt you there?
Yeah, of course.
Sorry to do that. I've been doing that a lot today.
No,
which is why I worry about our club. Why? Because we have this, yeah? You just said it yourself, the button of heads. But what happens when you have two people who have got a long-standing friendship, i.e. Thomas Frank, Johan Lang. Who's the odd one out? The man who's greater knowledge, Fabio Paratici.
Yeah, but are Thomas Frank? I said I asked this question on the previous show. Are Frank and Lang that close just because they're Danish?
No, they've known each other. They go back years and years and years. Right, like long.
Yeah, I know that they were together at
they've been
Copenhagen. The other one.
I know, but they've been waxing lyrical about each other from the off, right? And he was the one that put him forward as the manager. So yeah. What I'm saying is, is this a convenient relationship, and that the board have fallen in because of their inexperience, Enoch, this new board, that, well, there seems to be solidarity with these two, and this guy, Paratici, who's been charged with all sorts, is causing us all sorts of problems. I hope that isn't the case. This is my just assumption.
He's definitely going. Going. There's rumours out again from... What's the website called? Sport Witness. Sport Witness are not good for like transfer stories. Like they don't like come up with the rumors, but they translate a lot of stuff from overseas press, and they're very good at translating the Italian media. And they've translated a load again today from Tutto Mercato and from this guy called what's his name, Fiorenza Viola, that the deal is not in doubt, right? Indicating that Fiorentina will eventually appoint Paratici. However, the Tottenham director won't be arriving in Italy today. He's apparently Tottenham have asked him to stay for an extra week. I don't know what that means. Is that because there's a deal maybe that we're trying to suddenly scramble now to replace Johnson quicker because Kudus is injured? We'll come to that stuff in the transfer section in a minute.
Did he do so? I mean, whilst he's meant to be working for us, he's managed to pull off the coup. I know a lot of people won't agree, but Manor Solomon, dragging him out of Villarreal, who were third in the league, to go to Fiorentina, who are at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, was that like I said this again? I feel like that wasn't just a piece of business for amongst his tenure at Tottenham. That was his final piece of business at Tottenham and his first piece of business for Fiorentina. Yeah, and whilst he was dealing with that part of the conversation, he was also making sure his own setup is secure. Correct. And that's what I've got a little bit. Listen, I hear what you're saying about the other side. I hear what you're saying about the fact that there's like, cliques and favoritism.
Is this comfortable though? Is this dangerous?
But I also think that the Paratici signed on the dotted line after Levy left. Yeah. And so he's not clean in this one. To me, he's wasted our time. He's and I think that he probably hasn't been that focused on a Tottenham job because the Fiorentina opportunity doesn't just come up on the end of December and he's gone by the 5th of Jan. That's been something that's been in the works clearly for a month or two. So has he really been essentially on notice at Tottenham and been thinking about Fiorentina's plans rather than Tottenham's? And if so, is that why it is that we're at the 5th of January, despite Thomas Frank saying we've identified our first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth choice in every position? We've got rid of Manor Solomon. We've got rid of Brennan Johnson. We've already played 2 games in January, of which Johnson hasn't been a part of, yet there's no noise anywhere about Tottenham being even close to securing someone else.
Can I ask you, though, is it, for me, it's a little bit too comfortable. I don't want 2 guys that get on perfectly. When it comes to transfers and players coming in, I need voices in the room that are questioning a transfer or questioning some aspect of them, whether it's their mental state. We've been down this thing where Steve Hitchin was just doing what he wanted and signed, spent an absolute fortune on Dross, and we paid for it for years after. Yeah. There needs to be a voice in the room that's questioning that. And I think Paratici is that guy, I know for a fact that he mentioned Eze long before. But, look, we shall see where we go with it. But we had an inside scoop, Sean. You got a picture of the potential new boss for Man U?
Oh, yes, we do. There he is.
I've taken Venezuela, and now I'm going to make Man U great again. Yeah. Mate, can you imagine?
Yeah. It's called Muga. Manchester United great again.
Oh, dear.
The Muga movement is going to be fantastic. We're going to come in. We're going to do our thing. And don't worry. I am a man in charge until further notice. Big up.
So Man U are in a mess. Chelsea. What do we think? What do we think about the? I mean, I know your thoughts about Leroy Rossignol. Very funny. Sam says funny because that joke wouldn't work with Spurs because you've never been great. Lol. He's a Man U supporter. Fair enough, Sam. Leroy Rossignol, right? Do you think the powers that be, because for those that don't know, I'm sure most of you do, Strasbourg is owned by Blue Note. Blue Note are basically a subsidiary of Chelsea and Clear Lake Capital. So has he been a yes man at Strasbourg? He's done a good job at Strasbourg, no two ways about it, but he's been filled up with absolute ball of talent that's been supplied by these new owners that can't be fitted into Chelsea, and they flip between the two teams. Do we feel, Sean, that even though he's done his badges and he's got a good reputation, that Leroy Rossignol is someone that the Chelsea board and Todd Bowley feel that this is a guy they can control from top to bottom, that will do as they require?
Exactly. 100% they have. Yeah, he's a yes man. But then everyone's going to be a yes man. Why would you join? If you're someone that actually wants to be a manager, you don't join Chelsea. If you're someone that wants to get
Liam. Sorry, just to quiet. Because I remember it's Liam Rossignol, not Leroy. Yeah, sorry. That was the
Leroy Brown. You're gonna go to Chelsea, man.
Leroy.
What are we doing? Man, let me get that paid, bro. Let me get myself that money. Definitely get cancelled. Yeah. We're definitely getting cancelled.
Oh no, it happened again. What did he just say? I guess it's time to say goodbye. We're getting canceled today.
Apologies to all Leroys out there, right? No offense. Yeah.
Mate, I already got someone in the Spurs Talk Show chat called me a racist because I dared to do an accent of Thomas Frank, or maybe it was because I did an accent. I don't know. I did an Indian accent or something. And now we got also someone in here who's calling us casually, or calling me casual racist.
Casual racism of the year. It's very casual.
Fuck off. Just fuck off.
I mean, we're not Jim Davison. Not doing chalky and all of that.
This show is not woke. Listen, no one's going to stop me doing accents, okay? I like doing accents. Johnny likes doing accents. We have fun, okay? If that's not for you, then fuck off, okay? End of the day, so it's what it is. There's nothing racist about doing an accent, you fucking donuts.
Yeah. Listen, I got people that mimic me. Doesn't make it racism, bastards. Listen, if you're woke, this isn't the channel for you. If you're anti-woke, this channel 100% is for you. So hit the subscribe button because we're here to have fun. We want to go back when having a laugh and taking the piss was considered comedy, right? That's who we are. Where should we start, Shawnee? Do you want to go through the rumour mill?
Let's do the rumour mill. Let's start the rumour mill.
The rumour mill. It's time we went there to speculate, gesticulate on who will go where.
All right, let's get into it. Interesting stuff out of the rumour mills today. Have you seen that Jared Bowen? No, yesterday was Lucas Paquetá.
Yeah.
Paquetá. Still don't know. Someone told me yesterday. Who was it who was on the stream with me? I forget who it was who was on the stream with me. It was Drew Zilla. He said it's definitely, and then he told me which one it was, and I've already forgotten. I think it's Paquetá. Paquetá, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, apparently Tottenham are interested in him. That was yesterday's story. Today, Tottenham are interested in Jared Bowen. We got a story here from...
that would go down. That would go down in the East End of London really bad. I fear for the Dyers, right? Because, to lose Mohamed Kudus, I've got to tell you, most West Ham fans said to me at the time, you know what? We love Mo Kudus. We loved Mo Kudus for the first 10 games. Then we saw what it was really about. And so will you. But they accepted it. I don't reckon there's any shape, way, or form that West Ham fans would accept. They honestly, I'd hate to think what they'd do to David Sullivan if they sold Jared Bowen to Spurs.
I don't think Bowen would come. He's not. I know he's become the West Ham poster boy, but he's not West Ham. He's become West Ham, but he wasn't West Ham. Where did he come from? He came from up north, didn't he? What was the club? What was the club?
Hull.
Was that? Hull. Yeah, he was a Hull boy, right?
Yeah. So I wanted him then.
Yeah.
I wanted him then.
That, yeah.
I definitely did. Steve Dyer says Bowen joins Spurs. Do.
I got wah, wah. It's not going to happen. In fact, let's pause for a second. Do some super chilly chit chats. We've got some super chats, and we'll get straight back into the transfers. Roy Viken, big up to you, my man, from north of North Norway. He is right up in the dark parts of the world at this stage. He says, I am dead serious. If Manchester United don't bring in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, then Tottenham Hotspur should. Perfect interim. Roy. Don't know about this one, mate.
I know it's cold out there, mate. I know you're serious, and we love you here on the show. But
don't know about this one, bro.
How cold is it up in Norway? He's Boda, and then about 2 hours north of Boda. So any one of you that's gone to Boda or gone to Norway, yeah, he sees the Northern Lights for breakfast. Yeah.
Let me see if I can get it up. Where is he? Because the other day we were doing a show at this exact time, and this was. Did I show it on the screen?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, this is probably what it looks like where he is right now.
Even at lunchtime.
Yeah. This is what it looks like where he is, and that's probably where his take is coming from. That's it's 1:30, 1:45 in the day up in Norway. Maybe it's 2:30, I don't know, but it's pitch black. So we can forgive you for the horrendous take, my man. But yeah, for me, my man, he's come back in with another one as well. Let me finish this particular super chat first, and then we'll bring it up. He said, perfect interim, steady hand, buys time until Pochettino comes home. And he's followed up with, big up to you, Roy. Thank you very much, mate. He says, look at the results United managers have had in recent years. By comparison, Solskjaer comes out very strong. Well, that's true. That is true. He didn't do a bad job. I think his numbers relative to other managers. I think United is just a cesspit of...
He had better tools, though, than he's got to work with at Spurs right now. Let's be honest. Okay, even David Blaine couldn't produce the magic to turn this bloody club around, I'll tell you right now. Huh?
Yeah, but I think Man United is the same, though. Like United is a horrendous place to operate for a manager. I don't. He's not the guy for me, Roy, but not because I think he's a terrible manager or he's not a great person. I'm sure he knows football and all that stuff. What I would say is I just think that there's no point in sacking Thomas Frank as an interim because I don't know what we're going to achieve anyway. If Pochettino or someone like him is the ideal target and we wait until the summer, then we're not going to get relegated. If you sack Thomas Frank now, you have to pay him out and you also have to pay out his entire coaching staff. And then you go again. You have to then bring in new interim coaches as well. So for me, I think you just might as well run it out, play its course and let it and see how we think. Give him a year. And if it doesn't get any better, then yeah, you go and get Pochettino, and I'm fine with that. Big up to you for the super chat, though, mate. We're double super chat. We're only having a giggle with you, mate. Eamon O'Shea says, do you think now that Manchester United will need a manager? So does that mean we have no chance of Poch? No, I think Johnny's already nailed it. I think that Man United, I think they've employed Darren Fletcher, isn't it? Is that right?
Darren Fletcher. Do you reckon
they're going to get Glasner at some point, aren't they? Yeah, that's the thing.
Do you think he's going to? Because Jim Ratcliffe, Jim, I'll sack your granny. I'll sack anyone. He's willing to play all sorts of money, but he won't. I don't think he'll play for Glasner till the end of the year. And he's good. Darren Fletcher can bring his son in. His boys will both get a game now, which will be quite nice. But yeah, it's the perfect fit. It's the perfect fit for Man United. Who's to say he won't do a great job and get the job? Surprisingly, no, I don't think so. I think they'll demand Glasner.
I think so as well, and that's part of the solution, I guess. If you are going to go through this managerial merry-go-round all the time because managers get pissed off that they're not getting the players that they need, and that the club are hiring DOFs that are thinking about the long term. One of the solutions to that constant back and forth, that cyclicality of poisonous relationships, is to have a philosophy that you continue with. And so they have spent a lot of money trying to get something like what Amorim wanted, but not enough. And so the next obvious iteration of that would be someone like Glasner. And by the way, Glasner does a back three as well, but he plays with wide guys. Yeah. And it comes back to that notion, Johnny, the whole time. How often did we say, why is it that Man United are looking at Yandy Amandi? Why is it that Man United are looking at Semenyo? They don't play with wide men. Glasner does play with wide three at the top, and Amorim didn't. So obviously the director of football, whoever it is that's looking at what they're looking for, they're thinking about the next version of a back three model, which would be, again, for me, the smart money is Glasner's the next Man United.
Can we do a poll, Sean? I love a poll.
Yep. I'll get Viva Street on the blower. We'll see if we can send one out to your house.
Right. What is the bigger poison chalice as a manager's job? Manchester United or Spurs?
Let me put that up. Give me a second. I'll do it right now, actually. Here we go.
Biggest poison chalice, Manchester United or Spurs? And Sean will give us the numbers and you can vote on the poll. Because I think both of these jobs over the last,
I'll throw Chelsea in there as well.
Yeah. Since Pochettino, since obviously Sir Alex, and since Jose, really, it's been a plethora of managers that have gone through. So we'll do that poll. It'll be interesting to see how that one works out, because Chelsea just keep doing it as well.
Just got to wait for like my Opera takes a while for the chat to load.
Okay, right. Well, while you're doing that,
sorry, what is the biggest poison
chalice job?
I just want to put poison ENED
chalice job, and then you get this. So while we're on the transfer, let's stick with Spurs before we move on to the others. Tottenham sent scouts to watch French winger Magnus Akalush feature for Monaco against Lyon on Saturday. For me, we 100% desperately need some creativity in the middle of the park. Even with the Xavi, I'm not going to be waiting to see wait for Madders to come back or Kulu to come back or whoever it is. For me, I've seen enough of Akalush to say that I think we should be looking to bring him in and see where we go with it. Not sure what you think, Sean.
Yeah, just super quick. I'll come back to just 2 seconds. Let me just finish off this. Bourbon Buzzard, big up to you. Become a new member of the channel. We really appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much indeed. We are going to be doing members content very soon. We just need to figure ourselves out, figure our lives out. But thank you so much, mate, for your loyalty and for your generosity. Big up to you, buddy. And Dino Dini, always here, always supporting. The super sticker train has commenced. Chew to you, Dino. Appreciate you very much indeed, my man. Thank you so much. Always here, always supporting every single day. Unfortunately, the wife doesn't get that expensive night out because you got to do your choo-choos, right? The choo-choos come priority. I get it, man. We very much appreciate you, mate. Thank you very, very much indeed. The poll is up, guys. The poll is up. The flag is
The poll is up. Who is the greatest? What club is the greatest poison chalice? Chelsea, Manchester United, or Spurs? Yeah. For managers.
100%.
Interesting. Vote. Make your post. Make your vote. Akalouche, Sean.
Yeah. What's going on with him? Where's he linked to?
Well, he's linked to us, mate.
Today?
We sent scouts to watch him again.
Okay.
I'm not sure how many times you have to watch him to figure out. I mean, you got your data, you got your eyes. We've seen him a lot. I mean, I'd like to know like his mental aptitude. Is he a strong character? You know, is he out partying every week? Is he a family man? These are all the bits and pieces that are outside that data cannot tell you. But they are just as important as anything else. Just look at players like Jadon Sancho and the like, and there's a lot of them. Reece Nelson, unbelievable talent, party animal, off the pitch, likes the party. Yeah, he likes the party.
Really?
Yeah. Look,
my kind of guy.
There are players who might not have the greatest talent in the world, but they work and they live the game until there is no more game. And there are others with God-given talent that pee it up the wall or just let it go by the wayside and get influenced by outside things. You know, let's be honest. Yves Bissouma has talent. Unfortunately, outside influences and other things, he'd rather dress head to toe in LV and, you know, blow on a balloon. That's his bag. So I like to see.
Just quickly on that Yves Bissouma.
Yeah,
I did some comparable data on progressive passing stats, right, in the last show. Do you know if Yves Bissouma was playing in Tottenham's team today, with last season's stats, he would be the third highest progressive passer of the ball in our entire team, behind only Pedro Porro and Xavi Simons. So these people that tell you that the only reason why we can't play good football or we can't progress the ball with the ball at our feet is because of we got terrible players. In the last show, I'd encourage any Tottenham fans that are watching this that didn't, or otherwise, if you're interested, that didn't see the last show. The data is there that Thomas Frank is responsible for why it is that Bentancur is progressing the ball at 35% as much as he did last season. I know it's a chalk and cheese in managerial philosophy, but it's not just him. Like, you look at the top 10 players that were progressing the ball last season, and the vast majority of them are either not playing because they're injured, not playing because they're not picked, or not playing because for one reason or another, because they're no longer at the club.
Well, I'll give you a stat. I'll give you
Thomas Frank's statistics are
sorry. Stat while we're at it. Spurs play Crystal Palace. The Tottenham midfield managed 4 progressive passes by a midfielder. Adam Walton on his own managed 10. Okay, 10 to our 4 in the whole midfield. Brentford game, the Tottenham midfield combined managed 7 progressive passes from the midfield. Jordan Henderson managed 10. And then against Sunderland, the entire Tottenham midfield managed 5 progressive passes in the entire game. Granit Xhaka on his own managed 7. Tells you where we are at as far as that's concerned. Right, one last player who I do like that Spurs are linked with is Christos Solis, the Club Brugge winger, Sean. Greek, 23 years of age, going to be 24, I think, at the end of this month. Smart little player. I think his fees are only going to go up. The only problem is Club Brugge will be reluctant to sell him because they're going for the title. Probably cost around 40 million euros. Are you a fan of his, or are you? What are your thoughts on him?
Solis. I think he's a cracking player. I think his stats are fantastic. He's done it consistently. The only thing I have about him is his injury. He's a very injury-prone player. He misses quite a lot of most of his. He's 23 years old, and I think if you look at the last 2 or 3 seasons, his stats have always been very consistently impressive. And he looks fantastic, by the way. When you see him on the ball, he looks brilliant in the Champions League and in obviously the Belgian. You never know, but Champions League standard, He looks fantastic, confident. You know, you always talk about the way that Mikey Moore runs chest up, barrel chested. The two players we're linked with, Solis is one of them that does the same, and the other guy is that left back at Santos, Souza.
Yeah, I did a big thing on him.
He's also someone that runs like this.
No, but to be honest with you,
it's nice because you get to look up, you get to see the peripheral, right?
Where does Mohamed Kudus look most of the game? At his feet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There used to be someone at Liverpool called Head Down Ronnie Rosenthal. He came to Spurs, used to play the same way, always looking at his feet. I like a player that plays upright and head first. Have you got anyone else before we move on?
Yeah, I have. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. We got the. I've cancelled my Twitter page. Hang on. Let me bring this bad boy up, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. There's a lot of you in here. There's like nearly 600 people here. Really cool, unbelievable for a small channel. We are trying to get to 6K. If you are enjoying the chidly chit chats, then please do smash the subscribe as well. Please do that. West Ham have announced the signing, mates. It's done of Tati. Yeah. Tati Castellanos, £26 million. Looks like he might be a good player. Done quite a bit in the Serie A.
What story, Sean, have they spun? The agents spun this poor bloke. He doesn't know. Yeah, you go to the West, you go to the East End, big stadium, big fan base. Fantastic. Argentina, he's going to get there. He's not going to know what the hell's hit him, is he?
Do you think West Ham are finito in the Premier League?
Yeah, I can't see a way out. I mean, they're already talking about sacking Nuno. I mean, when you look at the fact that they got absolutely smashed on the weekend, right, by Wolves, and the man of the match was the keeper, who made like 2 unbelievable saves. That tells you everything. If they sack him, it will be madness. It will be madness. But hey, anything's possible. Anything's possible. I just think that I can't see West Ham getting out of it. The big game, obviously, is the game in a couple of days. West Ham versus Forest. West Ham need to somehow beat Forest to have any chance of escaping, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's pretty much done. Red Rebellion, big up to you. You think it's the same as well. Liverpool fan. We got some stories about Mark Gahey, which you might not want to hear, Red Rebellion, because I know Liverpool are all over that one. They want to be. Although apparently, actually, somebody in your fan base doesn't. I think it's called the Anfield. What's it called? The Anfield Connection. I forget the name. It's a really popular Liverpool podcast. I don't know if you saw this one, Johnny, on Instagram. The clips about it. The guy was like, I think the guy might have been gay, and he was saying,
"Well, what he does in his private life is his own business." Sure,
100%. But what he does in his private life, I think maybe it affects his opinion, because he was saying, "I've called this out for a long time. I might be the only person in the Liverpool fan base who doesn't want." I should have probably laid the first part before I said the second bit.
Not gay.
Might be gay. Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? No.
the guy turned around and said, "I think he goes, I might be the only person in the Liverpool fan base who doesn't want to sign Mark Gahey because of what he said about LGBTQ." And I was like, "What did he even say?" So I looked it up. All he did was, I think if I'm not mistaken, when they were made to wear rainbow armbands, I think he put something over the top of it that said, "Jesus loves you," or something, right? Which, whatever, it is what it is. I'm not getting into the politics.
Christian, right? He's a strong believing Christian. I don't have a problem with that. That's his belief. I stick to the football unless it's like outrageous, something outrageous. Look, I think Mark.
But he's saying we shouldn't sign a really good player because of his political views.
I think it's absolute tosh, right? Mark Gahey. Look, for me, I've said it before. Liverpool should never have sold Quansah to buy Leverkusen before the Mark Gahey deal was done. Or I know they signed Leone from Milan, but he got injured. For me, it's really important that they do the deal to sign the centre back from Club Brugge. Keep forgetting his name now. He's getting on my.
Ordonay.
Alderney.
Yeah.
Yeah, top player.
He's going to be a top player. In the
Top
Premier League.
player. Liverpool, they're having a blip, but let's be serious, right? If they get the centre backs right, I think Gomez is done. Konate's head wasn't in the game early part of the season, and we did say as much as Liverpool have spent the money in attack, I think then they're going to struggle this season because they didn't spend the right money. Defensively.
They didn't fix the back. Yeah, I hear you on that. They've got an unbelievable front door. They've got an unbelievable front door, but the back door's still like got the cat flap in it, and it's a big cat flap. People can like invaders can. I know I'm going with that analogy. Yeah. But anyway, so Liverpool obviously want to sign Gahey. This guy doesn't want to sign it for whatever reason. I think he's been widely kind of like most people are saying in the Liverpool fan base, like, shut up. Like, we need him. We need someone like Mark Gahey. But the reason I brought it up, not because of that, but because according to Sammy Mockbell of the BBC, Manchester City are officially considering signing. What the fuck does that even mean? They are officially considering. Unofficially, they're not thinking about it, but officially they are.
We don't like to talk about it, but we are
in January. So Crystal Palace, City might turn around and if you're Mark Gahey right now, do you go and join Liverpool or do you join City? Because Semenyo could have gone. I mean, Liverpool didn't actually end up putting in a bid for Semenyo, but I mean, Gahey to City.
What's your first question? If I'm the agent or I'm the player and I'm going to City, there's one question I need to know above all else. I'm going to sign a 5-year contract for you.
Yeah.
How long is Pep going to be there? Is he going?
Yeah, not long. I think he's going to go at the end of the season.
If he's going in the summer, does a manager come in and you're not going to be part of his plans? Is it going to be Maresca, who's cloned himself to look exactly like Pep Guardiola? I mean, he's tried his best, to mimic him in his looks and his dress code and his tactics. So that would be my only question. Just the same as Brendan Johnson. Why would you go to Crystal Palace knowing full well that Oliver Glasner is going to leave and the next manager in might not even fancy you? But that's up to them. Interestingly, Liverpool apparently have serious interest now to rival Manchester United for Belieber.
Who do you? Sorry,
Belieber, Carlos Belieber.
Which teams?
Liverpool.
Liverpool want him.
Looking at him, yep.
I don't know about this guy, mate. I don't know about this guy. I don't think he's done it. I don't think he's done enough. I think he had a decent first season last year. I think this season he started okay, but in the second quarter of the season, I think he's fallen off a cliff.
Did we not say though, Casado's a good player, but is he really worth that amount of money?
True, we did say that, and he's proven to be. Yeah,
yeah. So I don't know. I can't see Belieber.
But are we also not potentially guilty of thinking that because he came from Brighton and he replaced Caicedo, I think Belieber is therefore the next Caicedo?
Yeah, listen, for me, it's silly season. They know Liverpool are looking for players, and so the press throw anyone out there. For me, Liverpool's only concentration should be pure and simple. Find out what's going on with Mo Salah, and they need to sort out that defensive back line. And for me, you sign the boy from Club Bruges because he's going to be an absolute monster. And if you can, you try and get the Mark Gahey deal done. I mean, most of the talk that's coming through is that Liverpool have got no interest in doing the deal until the summer. So we shall see.
Yeah, I hear you, mate. I hear you. We've got a super chat here from Rexy. Big up to you, Rexy. Thank you very much. From Australia, mate. Must be late in the night for you. He says, would Ange have got sacked if Levy wasn't there?
Yeah, I think so, mate. 17th and 22 defeats in the league in one season. I mean, I don't know another club.
Let me spin this. With the benefit of hindsight.
Yeah.
With the benefit of hindsight, if you knew you had Frank coming in, would you have kept Ange anyway?
No, listen, I'm sorry. Look, he won us a trophy, right? Well, him and the players. Worst final I've ever seen, playing the worst football I've ever seen. And let's be honest, right? I came out of those grounds last year, time and time again, traveling all over the country along with thousands of others. And that was absolutely horrific. It was horrific. You've all got short memories. Unfortunately, the cloud that obscures it all is that wonderful night in Bilbao, right?
I hear you.
You know, so for me,
I fucking ruined that night for myself by going out the night before and
yeah, I know, mate.
Participating in all sorts of Butler-esque behaviour, and I'm fucking horrendous. Big up to Nikos, who puts a question in: did you see the Gonzalo Garcia performance for Real Madrid in Mbappe's absence? Would you be against that 100 million euro signing, January signing? Listen, Gonzalo Garcia, that's that 21-year-old kid, isn't it? Who did really well in the Club World Cup.
Yeah,
he's spoke everywhere. He might just be. Oh, well, in fact, wait, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say he will be a name that we speak about for years to come. But you don't pay 100 million euros for a guy that's done it over 6 months. You do it for a guy that's done it over 2 years. If you could get him for like 40 million plus 10% of a sell-on fee or something like that, then I'd be all over it, because I think the guy's got an absolutely unbelievable talent and an unbelievable ceiling. But you're not paying 100. Or maybe you do these days. I don't even know, Johnny. With inflation, what it is, like the amount of money that's floating around the system, I ain't got any of it. But like the powers that be do have a lot of it.
He was very impressive in the Club World Cup.
He's been very impressive when he's played this season as well for Real Madrid. By the way, he has. You know, he scores goals against big teams as well. He doesn't look like he's like. He doesn't look like he's.
To be honest with you, Sean, he reminds me of Ben Davies. He scores when he wants, mate. He scores when he wants.
Listen, to all the Ben Davies doubters out there, that man still got a performance in him. Big up to my man Benny Boy, dependable Ben.
Drew Scott has just put it in context for you out there, Sean. Ange lost 41 of 60 Premier League games.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I wasn't suggesting that the argument that we should have kept. I was just putting it out there as a question. I didn't want Ange, but I didn't not want Ange because of his style of play. I didn't want him because I think there was a downing of priorities. I just didn't like the guy because his inability to take criticism. Like I said this to you on the phone earlier, Johnny. I think that like managers, content creators, everyone should take themselves a little bit less seriously and sort of roll with the punches. Like be honest, be authentic. Like if you said something that turns out to be wrong, own it, laugh at yourself, and people will appreciate that. I see it in the chat all the time.
Hey, I wanted Thomas Frank. Look where I am now. I was the one vocal, Ange out.
But you're also willing to sit there and say, you know what, he's not doing it, right? Whereas there's like, you know, and I see Connor, our friend Connor, right? Lovely guy. Connor is someone who was also very adamant he wanted Thomas Frank, and now he says, look, yeah, I definitely wanted him, but it hasn't worked out, so I was wrong. Whereas that's why I called out Lubo, and I love Lubo to pieces, but I called him out on yesterday's show because he pretended like he didn't say what he said in the summer and all last year about these players, and now he's like, the players are shit, and I never said that. I'm like, you did say it, mate. I've been on shows with you 1,000 times. I love you to pieces, Lubo, but let's not rewrite history, my man.
You can't. Anyway, moving on. Chelsea, eBay FC have genuine interest in signing Newcastle midfielder Sandro Tonali. Good luck with that one. And that's Football Insider. But also Chelsea, apparently, I can't see it happening, are preparing a 150 million euro bid to try and sign Real Madrid's unsettled striker Vinicius Jr. I mean, this guy loves Real Madrid. He hates Real Madrid. He hates the manager. He loves the manager. Oh my God, it's like up and down like a bloody yo-yo. I wouldn't put much credibility for that. To be truthful with you. One player who used to be at Man City and was really highly thought of and looked to be going to Barcelona, João Cancelo, remember him?
Yeah.
Hansi Flick now has doubts about signing him as he feels the team need a new centre-back, not an old one.
João Cancelo, I mean, I posited the idea that if he, like, you're looking for someone that's got a little bit of experience. I think that a lot of the teams that screw up too much right now, they like Chelsea is a good example. Tottenham certainly a good example, that the pivot from like a balanced squad of experience and youth and tenacity and leadership, all that stuff. Like everyone's pivoted to this, like, let's just fill the team with kids. It has a consequence, right? Which is when you cross the line and the whistle blows and the managers can't instruct. There's nobody on the pitch, and I think that someone like João Cancelo, yes, he's like a gung ho right back who is brilliant going forward, but maybe he has a little bit of defensive frail. At least he comes in. At least wherever he goes, he's going to come with years and years of experience. And so, him going somewhere. Where did you say he was linked with?
Well, it was linked with Barcelona, but they've decided, Hansi Flick said he needs something fresh.
Maybe Pedro Porro might be the guy.
He can have him. He can have him.
If you're looking at Cancelo, but you want Pedro Porro, who's got 8 years on him.
Aston Villa, Egyptian winger, Omar Mamouche, 26.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's attracting strong interest from Aston Villa and Tottenham. But the player has said, despite struggling to start, he wants to fight for his place at Manchester City. Excuse me. It hasn't really happened for him, has it? I mean, him and Ekitike at Eintracht Frankfurt were like the dynamic duo. They were unbelievable, smashing goals left, right, and centre in the Bundesliga. Yeah. They've been separated. Mamouche looked promising when he was signed last year. Struggled this year to get into the first team, as do many players under Pep that play on the wing. But I can't see him being allowed to go, Sean, due to the fact that should Haaland get injured, he's more likely to sort of step in into Haaland's position. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I've said it before. I think he won't be allowed to leave in January. He might end up going in the summer, and if it is to Aston Villa, you know what that looks like, doesn't it? It looks like certain people from certain parts of the world scratching each other's backs. Yeah, Tottenham won't get him. No chance.
See him in Saudi real soon. Another player.
Is that the one? Should we play the old? We haven't played it for ages, mate. We haven't played it for absolutely ages. But should we play the? Let's do it.
We're off to Saudi Arabia for the next part of the show.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't represent Saudi because I know that they're Abu Dhabi and Aston Villa's guys are Egyptian, but it's that part of the world. Is that racist as well? Probably racist as well.
Yeah, no. Listen, it's not. It's
Sean. Money, isn't it? It's money.
Look, Sean, look, there's still rumours about Mohamed Salah going there, whether it's there in January or he comes in the summer. The rumours still won't go away for Bruno Fernandes. Now the fact that Amorim's gone, his Portuguese brother-in-arms, maybe he now doesn't feel like there's anything to keep him there. Has anyone thought about that? Maybe he thinks, you know what? You know, I've got no loyalty to Man U now. They're in a mess.
Just quickly, Johnny.
Start again. What are you thinking?
Oh, you know what I'm thinking? I'm annoyed. Someone has deleted. Not only did they delete that video of Brennan Johnson dancing on a horse, someone's deleted my PSR video. It must be Stell. Stell must have got it. Stell must have deleted to make room for his own things. He must have deleted my videos.
Well, he shouldn't be doing that, should he, Sean? As we well know.
What's going on?
What's going on? We have to have a word. I'm going to give him a yellow card. Aston Villa are prepared to part ways with the guy that's managed to earn a living all the way around the Premier League and still doing it despite most of the time being injured. Ross Barkley. They are trying to offload him. Any chance who was going to take him?
Ross Barkley?
Yeah. Do you remember?
How old is Ross Barkley now?
Today he was at Luton. Do you remember?
Yeah. He did all right at Luton as well.
Did all right under Rob Edwards. Did very well. We'll come on to the games after. So he's on his way out. And Aston Villa are also interested in Celta Vigo defender Oscar Migueza, who's been targeted by not just Aston Villa, but Newcastle as well. That's about the ones I've got, Sean.
Yeah, the only last story just to bring to your attention is that Chelsea have made an unexpected approach to sound out Newcastle United head coach Eddie. See how it's head coach, by the way. See how the language is head coach, not manager. Chelsea have made an unexpected approach to sound out Newcastle United head coach Eddie Howe about becoming their new manager, not head coach. However, Liam Rosnier is expected to get the job. That's from the Express. Yeah. And secondly, this is from Jay Burt at the Telegraph. There is significant, in capitals, support at Manchester United for Roberto De Zerbi to become their new manager. Fucking hell, chaos! Let the chaos resume! Johnny, De Zerbi to United, that would be fun, wouldn't it? That would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's what the Premiership needs. You know, another Antonio Conte sort of in the...
That'll last about 3 weeks.
Yeah, he'll have a punch-up within a week. Could you imagine him and Jim Ratcliffe? I can't. No, it'd be interesting to see. He's a good manager.
Did you see Garnacho liked the post on Instagram of Manchester United, the official Manchester United post of Amorim has been sacked as manager, official from Manchester United, and Garnacho, now Chelsea player, liked the post. Unbelievable.
Yeah, don't blame him.
Shithousery.
He got forced out. Who can blame him? Who can blame him? Who can blame him? Guys, if you're in the chat, if you're visiting us for the first time, tell us what club you support, where you are, because we've got people from all over the world. Please hit the subscribe button if you want to come and talk in the chat. Subscribe doesn't mean it costs you any money. It doesn't cost you a penny. It just means that you can find us. It's like a login and a follow. Sean, do you want to do the recap?
We will, but can you just hold fort for 30 seconds? I got busting for a wee. Is that all right?
Yeah, you go and do that. I've got one other story here. England winger, former England winger, it's a bit of a loose term, Raheem Sterling looks set to get his way out of Chelsea. And surprisingly, I thought it might be Crystal Palace before they bought Brennan Johnson. But it is, in fact, Newcastle United, which I find pretty strange, to be truthful with you. And quite an interesting comment here by Declan Rice on Victor Gyökeres, trying to big him up, unless you feel otherwise. He's put, at the minute, defenders in the Premier League want to be able to stop Victor Gyökeres because he's one of the best strikers in the world. So I repeat that. He thinks that he's one of the best strikers in the world. He's put, trust me, he's doing unbelievably for us, and we wouldn't be where we are without him. I mean, I can understand that due to his sort of bulldozer tactics, he's taking defenders with him and leaving space for the likes of Declan Rice and others to run into, creating that space. But world class, no, not for me. Not for me at the moment. Definitely not. Definitely not. That was just Declan Rice saying that he thought Victor Gyökeres was world class and is doing a fantastic job for Arsenal, Sean, and they wouldn't be where they are without him.
Interesting.
Let's do the old results, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. 3, 2. Where's my video? Preaciono's time. Here we go.
Who's gonna win this weekend? Gotta predict the scores. Gotta be Nostradamus, picking wins, losses, and draws. Who's gonna win this weekend? Gotta predict the scores. Gotta be Nostradamus, picking wins, losses, and draws.
All right, guys, let's look at the predicciones. As you know, going into the weekend, I was on a bit of a run. 108 points is what Johnny has achieved this season thus far. 136 points is what the chat had achieved. And 148 points is myself. So a 12-point lead over the chat and a 40-point lead over Johnny. We go into the weekend. And the 10 games have been played. Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. We all went for Aston Villa to win, but none of us got the score prediction. I said 2-0. You said 2-1. The chat said 2-0. Who was? I forget who was a representation for the chat. Was it
Dean? Was it Dean? Was it Dean? Oh, Dino? Can't remember.
Can't remember either. Let us know who was it. Let me know who was it in the chat. The actual score, though, mate, was what was the score?
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah, look, I mean, Ollie Watkins, Emery has done a fantastic job. He put Ollie Watkins on the bench and said, look, mate, you're not playing well enough. Yeah, not playing well enough. He's come back and he hasn't stopped. He's looked like a completely different player. And, he scored again. McGinn, obviously, with 2. Villa, I thought, were quite comfortable, although Morgan Gibbs White pulled one back. Tell me something. Are Forest in trouble, or like Spurs last season, are they going to be crap for the whole season, but not as crap as the West Ham, the Wolves, and the Burnley?
I think that Forest aren't going to turn it round. I think I listened to Wolfie and his mates on that show on the Forest Fan TV, and they all can't stand the football. They all want him gone. But they Forest fans have got this weird expectation. I think they're sort of maybe a little bit similar, but on a different level to Tottenham in terms of they had one season back where they punched above their weight, and then they now think of themselves back to like their halcyon days. And but look, they've got a very good squad there, mate. They have got a very good
players, John. Too many good players to go.
Very good players. They've got very, very good players. But an impatience amongst the fan base to let something sit. But was Sean Dyche the wrong appointment? I think that imagine if Tottenham signed Sean Dyche right now. Like, what are we doing here? There'd be no patience for that. There'd be no patience. Like Sean Dyche, bless him, is a manager for a certain level, certain ilk of a football club, and Forest fans think that they are a certain type of team, and Sean Dyche doesn't represent that. They're looking for a reason to sack him, and right now they haven't seen anything to get behind it.
This is when an egomaniac like Marinakis, a narcissist, stepped in when he shouldn't have, and he's knocked down a whole house of cards. He's got rid of Nuno. He brought in his Greek mate, Ange, and now he's brought in Sean Dyche. 3 managers in a short space of time, and he's upset the apple cart, and he's done himself in. The only way out of this for Nottingham Forest, and it's not impossible, it could happen, is for them to go and win the Europa League and get in the Champions League. Could you imagine? They could do a.
They won't win the Europa League. They might get to if they get lucky and avoid Villa.
You never know. And
you never know. And in the final, you never know, right? But
they could do a Spurs.
Over two legs. At some point, they will meet Villa. At some point, unless they get lucky. But over 2 legs, Villa beat them. For me, Villa are the Europa League champions.
You would think that, but could you see a situation where Forest do a Spurs, finish 17th, and win the Europa League? It's possible. 100%.
Let's have a look. Who else are the candidates? So at the moment, I've got it on the screen. So I know we're doing the predicciones, but if you got, let me just quickly, because it's an interesting topic. Maybe we'll dig deeper into it during the next European phase. But they have so Lyon, difficult team. Midtjylland, difficult team. But if Midtjylland sell frankly, due, we'll see what happens. Villa, Betis, Freiburg, Ferencváros. I'm looking at that and thinking if Forest need to avoid. I don't think Forest will get there, mate. I don't think they are. I think Sean Dyche has never managed in Europe either. I don't believe. For me, Villa have got this one wrapped up. It will be a Lyon Villa final unless they can avoid each other in the semis and all that stuff.
Yeah, we shall see with that one. We shall see. We'll be talking about that future. The next game was Brighton versus Burnley.
We all went for home wins there. I went for 2-1. You went for 3-0. And Destiny, my boy Desto, we went for 1-0. So we all got 1 point apiece again. Well, none of us got the scoreline
2-0.
correct.
No, got 2-0. Comfortable win, really, for Brighton, basically. And Burnley are as good as down. I mean, I can't see anything other than Burnley getting the odd result here and there. I just wonder whether Scott Parker is just sort of biding his time until a better job comes along. But I don't know if he's doing his CV much good. But I said that about Vincent Kompany, and he relegated Burnley and got the job at Bayern Munich. So what do I know?
Yeah, I can't imagine Scott Parker getting that lucky personally.
No, neither do I.
But this is the yo-yo of football, mate. I think he's doing an okay. I think he's done okay, but I think that the gap is just the gap, right? Like,
yeah,
Sunderland are outperforming, Leeds are outperforming, but we knew Sunderland would do well. Their team is just very good. We'll come to them in a minute anyway. Yeah, good 3 points to Brighton. Wolves versus West Ham. This one we all got. Oh, actually, you guys got it right. I went for a 1-1 draw. You guys all went for both went for 2-1. Wolves win, which was like a bit of an interesting prediction for you guys.
Honestly,
You're both right. Right. Well done.
We spoke about this, Sean. You and I both spoke about this, that the seeds of Rob Edwards had been sown. In the Liverpool game, away to Liverpool, losing 2-1, putting up a great performance, going to Old Trafford and getting a really good draw. Could have even got more. So I was quite confident that Wolves were going to do it. And it was a really convincing win. Like I said before, only the goalkeeper stopped it being an absolute avalanche. He was man of the match, their goalkeeper, not the the West Ham goalkeeper. So convincing win. Obviously too little too late, but sowing the seeds. I like to see Wolves go on a run now. See if they
too little too late though, isn't it?
The final game of that night was a cracking game. Bournemouth versus Arsenal.
Yeah, I went for 2-2. You went for 1-1, and Desto went for 3-1 to Arsenal. So he gets the point because he got the scoreline wrong, but the result right. 3-2. Great game.
It was a great game. Again, some of the refereeing, Sean, honestly, I just don't understand. Again, Arteta on the pitch doing what he wants with nobody questioning it. There was a booking for Semenyo very early on in the game, really early on in the game. He's running in a straight line, dead straight line. The Arsenal player comes across him. He's not even looking at the player, and he trips over and he gets a straight yellow card. He's not even, I mean...
I hear you, but he also got away with one after that around the half-time mark when he pulled back... I forget who it was. He could have got a second yellow, but the Arsenal player, to his credit, stayed on his feet.
I've got to be honest, though. There was two of them on him. There was two of them on the player. But I just think, look, it's written in the stars. I'm sorry, it's written in the stars. Arsenal are going to walk away with it. This was a potentially
long way to go, Nate. Long way to go. I'll tell you what, though, if Man City drop any more points, Man City need to get back on, and because I think they're 4 points behind. Is it 4 points behind?
No, more than that, 6 points behind.
6 points behind now. 6 points behind, and so it's essentially Arsenal need to drop points in 2 games, which will definitely happen. Arsenal still got to play Manchester City at at City's gaff. Assuming that City win that one, it can still happen. But if Man City drop any more points against stupid opposition, then I think it's done. I think you're right.
Leeds versus Man United. Interesting game. Only 2 clubs have managed to win at Leeds in the last 14, 15 months, and that's Spurs and Aston Villa. So not an easy task because Leeds have been on good form, which is quite surprising, really, that Amorim left after this game because Man United had most of the possession. They had about 15 shots on target. It was about even Steven and the rest of it. A good result for both. I mean, I'm sure Leeds would be more than delighted to draw at home to Man United.
Yeah, I actually think that they were close. And by the way, so was your boy Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He scores another goal. It was offside, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or did he score one that was offside, or did he miss a I forget, but I remember sitting there watching the game, and then Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I think he scored one that was offside. I think that's what it was. And I was like, no, Johnny, no, he's got his 3 points. I'm like, yes, he doesn't get his 3 points.
Honestly, if let's just to say to you, when we do the predictions tomorrow for the next run of games, if I pick a player, just make sure that you don't pick him. That's all I can say.
I figured that out a long time ago, Johnny. I figured that out a long time ago, my man. Don't worry about that.
He's guaranteed he's going to have the mare, an absolute
So
mare.
I went for 3-2 in that game. You went for 2-1, both to Leeds. Desto once again gets the right result. Desto's got 5 from 5. If Desto had put a bet on for those 5 games, an accumulator, he would have got like, I don't know, 35, 40 to 1 or something crazy. He got all 5 of them right the first 5 games of the weekend. Didn't get any scoreline spot on, but he got the results. So he went for a 2-2 draw, but it was obviously 1-1. Everton, Brentford, we all went for home wins, and Brentford smashed them. Was it 4-2?
4-2. I mean,
and Igor Thiago hat-trick, done wonders for my Premier League, my fantasy, even though I took him off the captaincy, frustratingly, but he's he done brilliantly for my fantasy.
I took him out my team last week.
Donut, mate. You're a donut.
Absolute donut. Donut cost me dear. But he's going to be the hottest prospect to sign, is he not, in the summer window? Sean?
Do you know what, though, mate? When he's played against Tottenham, I haven't been impressed with him at all.
Well, we knew how to subdue him, didn't we?
Maybe.
I mean, listen, let's put it like this. They smashed 4 past Bournemouth, and they smashed 4 past Everton.
Yeah.
8 goals in 3 games, and we kept a clean sheet.
They scored 3 against Liverpool as well. Is that right?
I can't remember. I think so, wasn't it?
I think so. I think they scored. I think they beat Liverpool 3-1. I think they did. Yeah, Brentford, interesting team. So we all got that one wrong. Yeah, and by the way, like I would have thought that would have been a boring. I went for 2-0, but I thought that would have been a boring like 1-0, 2-0, 0-0, whatever. But yeah. Interesting game. 6 goals. Who would have thunk it?
What did I predict, Sean?
You went for 2-1 Everton.
2-1 Everton. Yeah, we were close.
Fulham, Liverpool. I went for 1-1. Desto went for 2-0 to Liverpool. You went for 2-2. You got it via a last-minute, unbelievable goal from Reed. What a goal that was. And to be fair, Johnny, I know you're happy because you got your 3 points. But as I said earlier, as we spoke about, he wasn't offside. Sorry. He was offside. The Wirtz goal was offside. The line was drawn. So there's 2 problems with this, right? 2 problems. If you notice, when they do the automated offside thing, they don't show it from a background. They zoom in and only show you that bit. And they have this 5 centimeter ruling. There's an article out. We actually need to talk about this tomorrow's show. There's an article out that says that there's a margin of error. So if the offside player is offside, but within 5 centimeters of being offside, which is the width of the line, then they call it onside. So players that are actually offside are called onside as long as it's within a 5 centimeter margin of error.
Why haven't we had that for visuals before the automatic?
No, that's why they don't show it. But that's the reason why they don't show it. I saw there's an Arsenal guy, Rory Talks Arsenal, right? I've met the guy before. He's an Arsenal fan. He's very articulate. He's got a big TikTok following and a big Instagram following. And I saw a video that he did today. Shout out to him. And he showed the article that was saying, actually, this is the reason why we don't see the full gamut like you do in the Champions League. Because in the Premier League, there's this margin of error. And it's on some like official Premier League, I don't know, whatever. That if the guy's toe is offside but within 5 centimeters, then it's considered to be onside because that's the margin of error of the line because the line is drawn fat. And I'm like, well, why can't they just have the technology like Hawkeye on tennis where they can like, you know why? Because they haven't got like, they don't have the sufficient frame rates within the cameras that
Well,
they
because
use.
Hawkeye is in a confined space. It's a
Sure.
much smaller space.
But they have the cameras that have sufficient frame rates and they have the zoom, right?
Yeah.
And they could do it in the Prem. They should do it, considering how much money's on the line here. But when you sit there and go, so I saw that Wirtz goal and I was like, you're picking the moment the ball is still at his foot. The ball is still at his foot. If they take the next frame and the ball is away from his foot, then you can see that his foot is like this relative to the Fulham defender. But anyway, either way, there's two reasons why that whole thing stunk. But you got the points. Congratulations, 2-2. And Fulham were well worthy of it, by the way. They were well worthy of the point. And what a goal for Reed. It was
unbelievable. It was just unbelievable in the timing and his run away. But listen, Sean, you know, when you hear, look, I've said it for long enough. I'm fed up with the referees, the standard of refereeing, not just Spurs, right across the board. I'm fed up with the VAR. We all are, right? And then you find out, oh, there's a 5 centimetre margin of error that is now onside. Well, why have we not had that for every decision?
Apparently we have.
No, we haven't. We can see you haven't. We can see on the visuals.
It only ever seems to be given for big teams.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We've seen the visuals, Sean. We've seen the visuals, mate. It's all bullshit, right? Bullshit.
Yeah. So I hear you. We'll talk about that on tomorrow's show, though. We'll dig into that article because I think it needs to be discussed. But big up, well done to you. I got a point there. You got 3, and unfortunately, Destiny's fallen off a cliff there. You got 2 wrong on the bounce. Newcastle, Crystal Palace. We all went for home wins, and we all were right, but none of us were right with the score line. I went 3-1. You went 3-1. Desto went 2-1. The actual scoreline was 2-0. Is that right?
Yeah, 2-0. I think they had 2 goals disallowed for offside as well. I think Walter Marde was one of them. I just listen. It wasn't the dominant game that scoreline suggests, in my opinion. 3 shots, 7 shots on target. I suppose would say that.
Sorry, Johnny. Is that right, Nikos? Rory's mum is Tracy from Birds of a Feather.
I remember it. Birds of a Feather together.
Tracy and Sharon. And what was the other? Doreen. Was it Doreen? Do you remember that program?
Doreen, yeah. She was always chatting up all the blokes, wasn't she?
Yeah. Is that right? Rory's mum is Tracy. Fucking fair play. Fair play. So it's who you know, not what you know. I'm sure that's not why he gets the gigs on TalkSport. He's a very, very good content creator. He's very articulate. The
only reason I got this gig with Sean is because my mother's brother's cousin's nephew, right, knows Barry, who's at the barber's.
Yeah, and the barber was the one who sold me Bugsy Malone.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Thank God for it. Close relationships are everything.
It's nepotism, mate. It's who you know, not what you know.
Yeah.
Spurs. So we all got a point for that one. Newcastle were comfortable, weren't they? Crystal Palace. Yeah. We all knew that was going to be the case, but fair play to
Sunderland. Spurs Sunderland. I thought I was onto a winner here. I had 1-0 to Spurs.
You did.
I thought I was confident that until about the 70th minute when I knew that goal was coming. And all those that predicted 1-1, Sean.
I don't know what you want from me. I don't get that many right, but when I get them right, I get them.
I knew it. He was punching the air because he knew I was on 1-0 and he was on 1-1. It's the only thing to celebrate coming out the stadium for him. I mean, look, first half, Spurs pressed really, really well. Very good pressing, quite impressive. Final third, not so great. The second half, we ran out of legs. Took way too long, way too long to make the substitutions. And our transition and our passing was nothing short of shambolic in that second half. Absolutely dreadful. Thoughts, Sean?
Yeah, Taylor, 2 halves, mate. First half, I was really impressed. You know, we pressed well. They pressed us, and we managed to sustain it, which was interesting because we usually collapse when we when we have the man-to-man press against us, but we held on. I thought we played good football. I thought Odebear was really tidy in the 10. I thought Matthias Tell was really impressive coming back in. Thought Ben Davies was probably our man of the match. I thought Benson had a really good game as well. So there was lots of positives in that first half. But I feel like in the second half, we sort of settled in and sat like we were satisfied with the 1-0 and tried to hang on. To me, I was screaming throughout the watch along. I was saying, like, we need a second goal, otherwise we're going to get caught here. And eventually we did. And fair play to Sunderland. They dialed it up. They're a very good team. I did think, for what it's worth, that Brian Brobby should have been off. I think he won. He basically fucking hand.
I mean, that was right.
Handed off Pedro Porro. That was a yellow card that wasn't given. I think the referee didn't even give a free kick. He gave a drop ball to Brentford. I mean, it was just madness. Sunderland, sorry. I think Brobby should have had 2 yellows.
What about the face-off to Matthias Tell right in front of him?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What? It was very aggressive. He was very aggressive throughout the game. He's a very good player. I remember Tottenham were linked with him, by the way, in the summer, and loads of people, all the tacticos on Twitter,
all the snobs,
they all said, "Oh, he didn't do it. He didn't do anything at Ajax. You leave this guy alone." I was like, I wasn't that familiar with him, to be honest. I was like, okay, I'm not sure, but they're now all saying, what a player he is. It's if you've got any memory cells in your head, like, listen to what people say. Don't let them forget what they said, because they'll try and make out like they didn't say what they say. And it pisses me off. It's one thing to get something wrong, but own it. Don't pretend like you never said what you said. It drives me up the fucking wall, because I've got a memory. Like, I wish I had an elephant cock, Johnny, but I've got a decent memory. I remember what people say. And then when I see people pretending like they didn't say it drives me up the fucking wall.
Okay.
You know? I wish I had the different analogy of an elephant, but I don't.
There was no analogy there. It was straight to the point.
I never forget.
I think, look, Ben Davies, fantastic, had a fantastic game, but overall, a distinct lack of quality in that Spurs team in the second half. We just sucked deeper and deeper and deeper. And we just saw the inevitable coming. And let's be honest, at the end, it looked like there was only going to be one team that could ever win it, and it wasn't going to be us.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I agree with you. 1-1 though. So I get the 3 points, and you guys went for home wins. So 0 points to you. And then the final game of the season, the final game of the weekend, we all got wrong. We all went for home wins, and Chelsea again.
It would have been right.
Chelsea, fucking frustrating team, mate. You never know what you're going to get with Chelsea. They can drop points against teams they should be beating, and they can pick up points against teams they should be losing to. Obviously, it was Maresca's last game in charge, and he's now gone. Was it his last game?
Yeah. I mean, what I don't understand. No, it wasn't Maresca's last game. That wasn't Maresca's last game. They had the under-21 coach came on.
Oh, Maresca left before, didn't they? That's right. Sorry,
the under-21 coach took up the reins. He looked a bit nervous before the game, but a lovely moment after the game. Reece James called over the coach to take the adulation from the fans, to really enjoy that moment. But it just shows you when you lose £100 million player in Caicedo, who's suspended. Enzo Fernandez pops up, another £100 million, just a casual, another £100 million player pops up and does the business. A little bit fortunate. Thought Donnarumma did well to get down to it, but the ball, not great for the Premier League. From, lovely goal if you're a Chelsea fan. For the Premier League, I think most of the Premier League side when that goal went in, because most of them wanted, even the pundits knew that was a massive hammer blow. So did Pep. The look on Pep's face when the goal went in said it all, really.
Yeah. Do you think? Just quickly before we finish off the goal scoring bit, do you think that City's outcome this year, whichever way it goes, will have any direct impact on whether Pep is here next season? Like, if he wins the league, will it be more or less likely that he stays? If he loses the league, will it be more or less likely that he stays?
I think if he wins it, he's more likely to go. And if he loses, he might be convinced into staying because he won't want that as be the final memory that his disciple has got one up on him.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Actually, I think
that's my thought. And it's Donnarumma, right? Sorry, Donnarumma. I went a bit rogue.
Donnarumma.
I said Donnarumma. Says Adam Phillips.
Is there people in the chat that are correcting you on the name?
Oh yeah, of course. My phonetic spelling, Donnarumma. Yeah, my kids do it all the time.
Donnarumma. That's that goalkeeping investigation channel from the BBC, right? Like Panorama. Donnarumma.
Yeah. He's
Maria
we have fact checkers. We have fact checkers and spell checkers here in the group, checking the info. Right. So in the scorers, I unfortunately put the Bockers on 6 in a row, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And as I said, as soon as I chose him, he would draw a blank. And sure enough, that's a blank is exactly what he drew.
Blankety blank. Blankety blank. Yeah. I laughed at you both. You went for DCL and Desto went for Richarlison, both of who got nil point. I was really impressed with my own pick, which was Visser for Newcastle, and he didn't get anything either. So we all ended up with nil point on that.
Really impressive. Stick with us, guys, and do the opposite.
Yeah, 100%. Which means that the weekend finished on as follows. Destiny did very well. He got 6 points for 6 correct results out of 10. Very impressive, but no correct scorelines. The correct scoreline is what you need to get ahead here. Yeah. Johnny got 1 correct scoreline, and he ended up with 7 points, and as did I with 7 points as well. So on that, we end the weekend with the following scores. 115 points to Johnny, 142 points to the chat, to the chat, and 100 and is that right? 6 points on that? Yeah, it is. Yeah, 142 points, and then I moved to 155 points. So there is a 13-point gap from second to third.
Easily closed, guys, with the right goal scorer. With the right goal scorer, it can be closed up without a problem. And we will be back tomorrow picking them. So if you're around tomorrow, probably be around the same time. But Destiny did a really good job. Big up for Destiny.
Big up, Desto.
5 out of the first 6.
I'm not even sure if he's here. I'm not even sure if he's here is he here? I haven't seen him for a while. He was here at the start. He was at the start. He's fucked off somewhere else. You know, he knew what was coming. He knew what was coming. I actually think he did a good job.
He did a very good job.
6 out of 10 is not bad, mate. Not bad at all.
6 out of 10 results is good. He just didn't predict the scores. But if he'd have done six in a row, he would have got very nice odds for predicting those results.
I'd encourage him to stick a couple of quid on an accumulator.
I think that's it. I think that's it from us, guys. Please hit the like button.
Hang on, Johnny. We've got a couple of super chats we've got to do.
Okay, sorry, guys. Here we go.
Right. A user says, Johnny, sorry, we were good because Sunderland were off.
Well, Sunderland were very combative, right? They might have been missing 7 players, but they were combative. They surrounded every time we got the ball. Every time Kudus got the ball before he went off, there were 3 or 4 players around him. They were smothering us.
Yeah, they did the press throughout the game. They did well.
Yeah.
You can come in with your agendas, right? If you think if a team plays badly, then is it because you make them play badly, or is it because they were having an off day? Like, depends how you feel about your club and about the other team's club. Big up to you, a user. And my bro, Wesley Van Helden. How's it?
Hey, big up Sean and Johnny, mate. Hey, Mr. Flight, Mr. Start of the show. But do you two think this means that United steal Diamande from us? United manager will need.
That's a good accent, mate. That's very good. Very good. Very, very good. Do I think he steals Diamande? Maybe. Actually, maybe. That's the thing. I've been saying this. I feel like Diamande is a winger. Under Amorim, United don't play with that, but under Glasner, they would. Is that the whole rationale as to why it was that they were looking at Semenyo, looking at Diamande? Now he's gone. If they bring in a guy now, are they going to be able to convince him? Maybe. We'll find out. Big up to you, Wesley. Thank you very much indeed, my man. Appreciate you, buddy. Hope you're okay. It's a fantastic accent, Johnny, mate. You add that to the tick to the list. Tick to the list. Very, very good.
I've only been in South Africa for a holiday.
Listen, right? You can park the car in the pub car park.
Afrikaans, mate. Afrikaans.
Johnny Mandela.
Johnny.
What a name. What a name.
Mandela. Oh. I'll have to
very good.
Sing the ukulele.
Sean is better. So Sean, I'm fucking it up now. I'm not going to Welsh Indian. No, we're not doing it. I've already been called racist on 2 different shows today. I'm not doing it anymore until tomorrow. Guys, we'll leave it there. Massive thank you to all of you. Please do smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Johnny and I, or Johnny won't be, but I'll be back on the Spurs 5 tonight at 8 p.m. So we'll see you over there. And we'll see you. We'll see you then. Johnny, it's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from him. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Bye-bye.